Hi, how's everyone today? Okay. So I'm Kushal Parikh, and this is David Kirby. Before we begin, there's just a few things I want to talk about. So when we were looking into starting a venture, we thought a lot about the fact that we're both University of Illinois students, and we've had the good fortune to be a part of a lot of aspects of society and a lot of aspects of everyday life. And it's not really common for a lot of people with disabilities to have the same opportunities. So when we're coming up with our idea, we just wanted a way to give back. And so that's how we came up with the idea of Chairdrop. The idea behind it is we want people with disabilities to be a part of the social dimension of life, and that's not really easy for a lot of people with disabilities that use wheelchairs. So Chairdrop aims to provide a hassle-free travel alternative to wheelchair users. David?
So before I tell you guys exactly what we do, I'd like to just explain a little bit about the problem. So the problem that we're trying to solve with Chairdrop is that wheelchair users are not allowed to take their own personal wheelchairs onto the plane with them, let alone remain seated in them during the flight. What instead happens is you have to sit in the standard airplane seat, and they take the wheelchair and they take it back and store it below the plane with all the baggage and cargo. And what happens is the wheelchair is at a very high risk for damage or mistreatment, because a lot of the baggage handlers, they're not trained to deal with specialized medical equipment. So a lot of people just don't, choose not to fly because of that. So it is, it's not something simple that you can fix either, go run out and get a new wheelchair. It takes months, and there's insurance, and there's just a lot of red tape to go through. So it's really a big issue if a chair gets damaged.
Okay, so this is a well-known problem amongst people who use wheelchairs and those in wheelchairs that fly. And we also have a lot of first-hand experience with this problem. This is us on Bourbon Street. It's our spring break trip, and when we're looking into modes of transportation, we looked into flying, and we were deterred because of all the risks, and we took a 16-hour train ride instead, which was really inconvenient, inefficient, and it really shortened up how much time we could enjoy our vacation. So that was another aspect of this. And though our experience is not an outlier. Next slide. So according to the Department of Transportation, 12,000 out of 20,000 disability-related complaints were directly related to wheelchair users, which is a pretty big number. This is of the people in wheelchairs that are brave enough to fly with their equipment and take the risk of damage. We believe that a lot more wheelchair users would fly if this wasn't as much of an issue, because there are 29 million Americans with disabilities, and 3.2 million of those use wheelchairs full time, and that's not to mention a growing elderly population.
Next slide. So our solution is to simply bypass the storage of the wheelchair in the plane at all. What we will aim to do is allow wheelchair users to leave their personal wheelchair at home and simply rent the wheelchair at their destination in the same way you would rent a car from the airport. So as you can see, we've taken three sort of elements from current travel-related services like I mentioned, renting a car. So the first is, see an enterprise logo up there. So like your traditional car rental company, will allow our users to rent a wheelchair, rent it at a daily rate, and return it when they are finished. And then we got Uber logo up there. So that is because Uber, as you might know, is they don't own the cars directly, the drivers do. So what we're going to do is coordinate with wheelchair providers and other medical vendors and coordinate with them to obtain the wheelchairs. And Orbitz is an online sort of travel booking agency. So we'll put everything online, allow wheelchair user goes on, to let's say an Orbitz and books their flight, they'll go onto our site and book their rental chair. So as far as our progress this summer, we came in here with an idea and a vague concept of how our business model would work, but we really had nothing. We didn't really know of the practical skills to implement our idea. So as of 8 weeks later, through this accelerator, we have developed a brand which we're actually unveiling as of this week. So you might notice in your little booklet, we're called Share a Chair, that we're no longer going by that name. We're gonna be Chairdrop from this point forward. So we've developed our brand, we've developed a draft of our business model, and we've started to develop a very valuable network of contacts. We met with Champagne's Woollen Airport as well as American Airlines. Next slide. So as far as what we're looking for going forward, we're going to be looking for durable medical vendors who might be willing to work with us and help possibly provide wheelchairs. We'll be looking for storage space to, a cost-effective way to store the chairs as we develop our business model. And we're going to need to pilot our service, so any contacts at Midway or Air Airport would be awesome. And of course, if you know any other contacts or resources that we're not mentioning here, please feel free to share them. So next slide. So in closing, I'm David Kirby.
And I'm Kushal Parikh. We're Chairdrop, a hassle-free travel alternative for wheelchair users. And shout out to Ryan Braun from Corvette for the logo. But thank you for listening. Have a good night.
All right. Thank you so much.